Ring game taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut season off top, you stop breathing.
Yeah, what's good, yo? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. I'm your host for tonight, Pat Scope, the New England representative, and as always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yo, what it do? It's Shuttleworth, the GOAT artist. Nope, not him. He not up first today.
What's up?
It's your boy King P, Bodega Box in the building. Ring Gang Radio all day. Let's go. The Bodega won them some money, so nobody's banned this week. So shout out to the money getters. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Shaki. You know, we got us some nice money from Saturday. So we're gonna get into that though. So that's all I got to say about that.
No, someone needs to be banned from the Bodega. That punk ass referee in the Super Bowl, that's the motherfucker that needs to be banned from the Bodega.
Don't let me ban from your Bodega.
don't let me catch that motherfucker in the street calling tic-tacky ass calls like that. Like, nah, bro, you just ruined the Super Bowl. You ruined a chance for the Eagles to win the Super Bowl. Like, bro, like, don't even catch me. Don't even step outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't even be home. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? Like if I see you through a window, you know, that's the problem. You know, we're gonna get an Eagles Super Bowl ring. Like, nah, like fuck you for ruining that damn Super Bowl. Like, nah, that's unacceptable.
AKA you gonna put a ring around his eye.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's like it'll be like that NBA ref who admitted that he was fixing games too. Like, yeah, because ain't no way. You know, that call should have stood. Like, nah. But you know, so it's over. Season's over. You know, I've been ranting and raving for the last 24 hours. Some of it drunk, but I'm just gonna chill and relax. I'm gonna try not to be triggered. So I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Very inspiring. Let's get it. You know what it is. Ringing radio all day, every day. Conscious Pilot. Let's ride. Let's read it.
Yes, sir. Conscious Pilot stays elevated above the clouds, you dig? And yes, our brother LB will join us in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're going to get into this recap of the triple header, you know, of course, the main event of Rey Vargas and O'Shaquie Foster for the vacant WBC Super Featherweight title. But before that fight happened, we had two other fights, both that were entertaining to watch. The first one was heavyweights. We had Victor Faust and Lanier Piro, and it was usually when heavyweights start throwing their hands the way they do, it makes for an interesting fight. And Faust, for whatever reason, I guess decided that he wanted to throw his hands, even though the last time he did it, you know, he was getting cracked all up and down, like, you know, in 2 rounds, like going down 3 times, 4 times, whatever the fuck. But against Lanier Piro, yeah, no, he had some success. Like, I don't know what it was. Like, we had Piro. I mean,
if I was Faust landing against Piro like that, I'd be throwing too, because he couldn't miss. He couldn't miss one single shot. Everything landed. Yeah,
everything landed, and especially that one left hook that had Piro on Queer Street. Like, dude did that little dance and everything like that.
Dude was looking mid. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was hearing a lot of hype about Piro, but that wasn't a really good performance, to be honest.
And I mean, I've seen him fight before, and usually he usually fights a little better, but I don't know.
He looks a little better, but I think this guy beat him. I think Faust beat him in the Amis or whatever, or Olympics or whatever. So you can see why. You can see, like, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, Faust was just like, you know, he worked behind his jab, and he was landing every right hand, like, and then Piro was just, I don't know what he was standing right in front of him trying to counter him, but he wasn't taking his head off the line, like. And then and everything, he was getting cracked with these shots or whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, yo, this guy. And I'm thinking to myself, like, yo, this guy's gonna get knocked out just fighting like this. I was just waiting for him because there were some right hands he was taking. He was wobbling a little bit, but then also to Piro, what also he was doing though, he was actually going to the body. And you know, I mean, obviously heavyweights going to the body it's like rarely. Like today's heavyweights rarely go to the body like that.
Honestly, they should be going to the body more, especially with these heavyweights being out of shape as fuck. Go to the body, like what the.
Yeah, well, especially Faust wasn't really out of shape. I mean, but it was just like, you know, but he was touching his body like more and more. I'm thinking to myself, okay, that's a good strategy. You know, it'll slow his ass down and everything like that. and then like the ending was kind of anticlimactic as fuck because it was like a glancing body shot and then a shot to the head. And I'm thinking to myself, okay. And then you see Faust, he kind of turns away, he grimaces.
Yeah, he keeled keeled over, like he almost like he was gonna vomit. Like he was like just turned away. I'm like, wait, what's going on here? Like shit just came out of nowhere. Like it just off the first, like before I saw the replay, I'm just like, wait, what the hell happened? And all of a sudden, a ref comes in and stops. I'm like, okay, this is weird.
Yeah, and the funny thing too is like the ref was kind of slow, so Pero took it like, okay, he's not defending himself, so Pero started landing the heavy back combinations, and Faust was like, boom, was getting his head knocked around everywhere until the ref was like, whoa, wait a minute, he doesn't want to fight no more, and then we're all like wondering like what the fuck happened, and he's just over there like, and Faust is just like grimacing and shit like that. And I guess it turned out that one body shot, which I didn't think it was even a hard body shot, but I think it broke a couple of his ribs.
It broke a rib of his.
Yeah. I was just like, geez, like I was like, it's something that's like it's the least unexpected shots. Hey yo, what's good, Henny God? I see you checking in. That's what's up. And then Miss 702. And then Android and they're all checking in. They're all right from Henny God's channel. Yep, all of them. So yeah, good luck, yo. What up, y'all? And then Android said, yeah, that came out of nowhere. Not comparing him to no monster, but remind me of one of Monster's body shot where it just chips away at the front, stuck in the midsection. The funny thing is too, when Monster lands a body shot, you can actually see the impact. Like this one was just like I thought he just maybe glanced a little bit of his.
It was like a glancing, like it almost felt like a glancing blow. It didn't feel like he hit like right on impact. It was just like okay, just a regular body shot, just like a tap, and all of a sudden you just see him turn over. I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was just like real anticlimactic, but it was a really good fight. But it was just like you're doing all of this. But in that little body shot, but I mean, I get it, I mean, I personally I've never had my ribs broken in a fight or in sparring, but so I get it. Sometimes it happens. So sometimes all you need is just a little tap in enough pressure, and I mean, bone is bone. It will break, especially with the way heavyweights hit. Sometimes you don't even need heavyweights to have a lot of power. Once you're over 200 pounds, any shot to the body will do. But yeah, so Pero got the win. He took the 0. But as Pilot said, Pero he looked mid. He did absolutely positively look mid. Mm-hmm. But you can't knock the hustle, man. Sometimes you gotta get it how you live. Sometimes if you gotta break a rib to win a fight, if you're not fighting too well, that's what you gotta do. So I'm not even mad at that though. I mean, Faust obviously Faust will be back, like once he heals up from his everything like that. But Pero, obviously he hasn't had 10 fights yet. So obviously he's gonna fight the way he's gonna fight. So hopefully the next fight I'm pretty sure he's gonna get a step up soon. So whoever he's gonna fight next, hopefully he fights a little better and realize you can't counter everybody. You gotta let your hands go a little bit. You gotta throw some punches. You can't be waiting when a big motherfucker's throwing accurate punches at you and landing on you. So but he'll learn though.
I think he'll have a better performance next time around because he's had better performances than this. This was not his best performance. I'm sure he'll do better next time. We'll see.
This was his Ennis performance. This is hope it's a one-time.
Yeah, he's early to have a Ennis performance though. But I dig what you said. I get what you're saying, and I see. Okay, yep, Henny guy with another raid, and Chris Brand showing up. Salute. Sanchez, the heir to the throne for King Kong Ortiz. I'd say Ortiz when he was more prime was far more entertaining to watch than Sanchez ever was.
Well, hold on. Sanchez has been better since he's been with Goosen. I'll say that.
I'm gonna add to that saying Sanchez can probably beat most heavyweights. I ain't gonna front, honestly.
I know he can too. I got because his style is he boxes at a level that most heavyweights do not. And
isn't Pero Cuban too?
Yeah, Pero's Cuban.
Oh, okay. This is not one of these Cubans is not like the other.
Yeah. Ortiz though was getting cats out of there. Like Ortiz has power. Like Ortiz was in his prime was a good boxer, and he had power. He got these cats out of there. Sanchez will, he's actually content with actually going the distance outboxing you. Like you have to, for him to get a brutal knockout, it's rare. He doesn't have a lot of those, but he can't stop somebody, but he'll just box you up more. That makes him more dangerous, anyways. Whereas Ortiz, no niggas didn't want to take his power because he hit too damn hard. He still does, actually. As everything else, of course, is like fading from him, anyways. Let's see. Sanchez looked like he was doing some violent salsa during his last fight. I agree with P on this. With Goosen, he's different. Huh? Oh, P, looks like Android's agreeing with you on your sentiments on that.
All right, see, that's what I'm saying. I think Goosen has unleashed a different version of Sanchez, a more exciting version. Now that might get him hurt in the end, but hey, fuck it.
Getting loose with the goose. Pause. It's helping Ryan too. Ryan looks a little more fluid, out there with Goosen. Goosen, Goosen, he ain't no Freddie Roach ass nigga. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, no, but he somehow he makes these fighters be a little bit more offensive. So it's like, hey, if that works for them, so be it. Let's see. I'm just remembering what Miss 702 says. Side note: 1983 is the greatest year in history. I personally, I don't think so. It's not, but because I wasn't born in '83, so it's like I can't co-sign that statement. No, not at all. LB was though, so I'm sure he would agree with you.
But I didn't realize Pero was now trained by Bob Santos, because Bob Santos was pulling double duty that night. So
he was on triple duty. He was there. I think he was training Pero's brother in the prelims. The YouTube shit. That dude was.
Oh, okay, so triple duty. But I'm saying on the main card, he was pulling double duty.
Bob was doing. Santos was on his P Diddy shit for sure. He was all up in the camera.
All up in the cameras, all up in the videos and shit. Yeah. But at least though that was a good little opener, and like I say, I'm not mad at it. Like I say, because heavyweights is top heavy, so just to see any heavyweights, any heavyweights that are not like the top 5 or 6 heavyweights that everyone knows, at least throw hands and scrap a little bit. I'm all for it. The second fight definitely had some hands thrown with Mario Barrios and Giovanni Santiago. And I will say this too, because as someone who's not a fan of Mario Barrios, it looks like that motherfucker looks like he's big for a fucking welterweight. I don't know what it is. Like,
it's crazy. He came up from 122. Well, he's overweight, but 126ish. It's kind of crazy how big he is for the.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck he drained his fucking weight like that. Like, that shit is crazy. How he drained like the way he did. Like, that shit is crazy because that motherfucker looks like he can fight at 154. You know what I'm saying? Like,
before it's all said and done, he probably will. Before it's all said and done.
Yeah, and Barrios still. I will say this. At first, I thought he was fighting kind of mid because it looked like Santiago, like once he got on the inside, he was actually able to like rough him up a little bit, control on the inside. And I was thinking to myself, like, shouldn't it be the other way around? So, but I will say though, the Barrios, he made an adjustment. He started landing those right hands, and Santiago, he felt those right hands because he kept on fucking holding and shit like that.
Yeah, he got on his bike and then he held way too much. I'm surprised that the fucking ref didn't take. I'm not surprised, but the ref should have taken a point because dude held every fucking round. Like after every big shot, he just went into hole. It was rough. It was rough to watch.
Well, later on, because Santiago, I thought won the first couple of rounds. Like I thought he actually he won it like he was he was kind of controlling, like he was boxing Barrios up. But when Barrios started landing some heat on him, and he's like, oh shit. He tried to hold, he tried to be a little dirty, and none of that shit worked. And eventually Barrios started bombing on his ass. And Chris Brand, if Barrios had any sort of power, he could be a player in the welterweight division. Well, it's hard to say because, like I said, his only welterweight fights are that and the Keith Thurman fight. and for whatever reason, people kept on mentioning that he hurt Keith with a body shot. I mean, it might be my pick, but I don't remember that motherfucker bothering Keith at all in that fight.
They were overhyped. He didn't. He hit him with a body shot that kind of, made Thurman think, but they overhype it. You know how they do with Thurman's body.
Yeah, because I mean, usually when Thurman gets hit with the body shot, he's real extra with it, and I didn't remember any extra shit.
That's what I'm saying. I don't remember him being mad extra like that. Maybe he was hurt a little bit, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, I mean, with Thurman, when he got hit by Collazo, that was legit. When Josecito kind of hit him upstairs and he was kind of wobbling, that was legit. When Pacquiao landed a body shot on him, that was legit. These are the times I've seen Keith really go on his bike after taking a punch he didn't expect to take. But against Barrios, like Thurman beat his ass, flattened his nose and shit. Motherfucker looked like, his nose looked like fucking Play-Doh. Like that was an ass whooping he took.
Yeah,
he looked like one of the dudes from Avatar. Like,
yeah, there's right? Avatar meme, definitely. Yeah, he was Avatar.
Yeah, and honestly, that was the whole reason why I was giving Santiago a chance, because I was like, this motherfucker took some real ass whoopings between the Thurman and the Tank ass whoopings.
But you can tell with Santiago, like I was watching some of the press conferences, he looked like he was just there just to show up, And
but the thing is, Santiago was run through the ringer too, and fucking he's moving up. Like Santiago's not as big as Barrios. Like I could tell.
Yeah, Santiago is a true probably 135, 140 pounder and should not fight at welterweight. But I think they probably offered them enough money for that shit to actually go down.
Yeah, they gave him a payday for sure for that.
Yeah, and then Barrios ended up pummeling him. Like it was bad. Like near the end, and I felt for him, but it was just like, well, I mean, that's what you signed up for. So I mean, at least
that fight, that fight could have ended 2 rounds before it did. Like the 6th round, Santiago looked like he was ready to go. So.
Yeah, no, but it was kind of excited, but I mean, so Barrios does have some sort of power, but we don't know what until he probably faces more welterweights. But hey, he got Santiago out of there, something that Adrian Broner couldn't do, So
this is true.
Yeah. So I can't hate on that performance, and like I said, I mean, I'm not sold on Barrios like that, but I'm interested to see how he's gonna go, how he's gonna operate at 147, or maybe because that's a big motherfucker, and I'm just looking at the comments right now. Miss 702s, the Mace over the Silk the Shocker album, and then the big people lost their minds over the Mace and Silk Shocker comparisons, and the Biggie Yuckmouth double album. That's that's another one that people were like. Miss 702, take when you have some time, why don't you check out those episodes, the Biggie Yuckmouth double album episode. I'm sure you'll like some of the stuff that was said about those albums.
Yes, you will be entertained.
Very entertained. And so lastly, we had the main event that I know a lot of us are not high on Rey Vargas like that, even though he does have a resume on there. So, and obviously, all of us, we were all picking for O'Shaquie because, frankly,
fuck Rey Vargas. That motherfucker was in way too many boring fights, and he needed to pay for it. Like, I'm tired of him.
And he did. He paid for it. He got schooled. He got schooled like a motherfucker.
Yeah, he got schooled. And the fact is, O'Shaquie didn't even have to leave his first gear. Like,
I was watching. I was like, eventually, I think Rey Vargas is of a pedigree where he was gonna, start landing and catching, but it never happened the whole fight.
The funny thing is, O'Shaquie never went southpaw. Because he's a southpaw, and he all stayed in the orthodox the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. It's like he was like, he didn't need to do a goddamn thing, because it was like, wait a minute, this motherfucker is basic. Like he's this big lanky technician with not a lot of power. And so let me give him a little movement here and there, and let me hit him with the jab. Like O'Shaquie's jab trademarked both of this nigga's eyes, bro. And Rey Vargas couldn't do anything. This motherfucker thought he was Max Sayo or some other opponent,
Yeah,
and honestly, but even then, like I thought it would be like a closer fight, like on the scorecards when we were doing the previews. Like, nah, this motherfucker got schooled, like on some 10-2 type of shit.
Yeah.
The only thing you could say about Vargas was that he did throw a lot, but like his inactivity was like he was so ineffective. He would throw like 3-4 shots and land like none of them. Like,
that motherfucker was. He basically, I think it finally, it showed his true level. Like, I mean, I know. Because he was kind of complaining about, oh, the cards weren't correct and I'm coming up in weight. I'm like, motherfucker, you're the one that wanted to be a 3-division champion. Like, you didn't have to be in that fight.
All I'm hearing is a bunch of fucking excuses.
Right, exactly. Like, you had a chance to go after LSC to do your unification. That fell apart. Or you could have stayed back and let Oshaki face Rocky Hernandez, which would have probably been a much better fight. But no, you stuck your nose. You asked the WBC, look, I'm the WBC featherweight champion. Let me go up, and you got your zero took. That's the name of the game. You stuck your nose into business you didn't belong in, knowing damn well you didn't have no damn 130 power.
And he only had one fight at 126, so it was like then you're moving up to 130, like you're pushing way above your weight class, pun intended.
Yeah, and the 126 fight, like he could have lost that shit too. Like he didn't. It wasn't a fight that it was just like winning clear. Like he got dropped and everything by a guy that I think has a little struggle in his boxing, but he's powerful.
Super struggle. Maxayo is super struggle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so mid-sile for sure. And I'm Filipino. I'm half Filipino. He ain't it.
Yeah,
and he almost got Vargas out of there.
Yeah, he dropped him. Yeah, he had a chance for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, so that's the thing. So it's like you can't be out here, you can't be out here blaming people for your fuck ups because it's like, look, man, you didn't fight the right fight and you got schooled, and I love. Oshaki, because I mean they went through Oshaki's life story. I mean, dude. I mean, it's a tale as old as time. Dude had the backing, and then he dropped a couple of early fights, and then promoters kind of left him alone, and then Oshaki got into a little legal trouble, and then he managed to get out on probation, and was like, okay, look, I can either go on to probation and actually try to make something of my career, or I'm going to do 20 years in prison, for a charge. So
he made the right choice, and
he made the right goddamn choice. And Oshaki is like, I mean, and if I think so, Oshaki was on those Probellum cards and everything like that. So
he lost on Showbox. Didn't he lose two fights on the Showbox?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he was on the show. He was on the Showbox early, and he lost those fights, and promoters were leaving him alone.
Wrote him off. Yeah, that's crazy.
So now, I mean, it's great to see him now that he schooled someone that should have had a zero took long time ago, and now he's a champion. So it was great to see. Like that dude, that dude's life story was crazy. And then I see LB, is in our comments. I'm assuming he's gonna be showing us. He's gonna be joining us shortly. Who's more struggle, him or Rolly?
Him. Who's him?
I'm assuming him must be Vargas, right? LB, you must be talking about Vargas. It have to be, and I mean Rolly's always gonna be more struggle, or either that or Maxayo, but Rolly's always gonna be more struggle than both of those guys, anyways. Whether it's Vargas or Maxayo, because Rolly's no, and I'm mad too that Rolly's about to get a title shot he shouldn't be having. And Broadway Joel is gonna have to get at me, and I'm gonna have to honor this damn bet because because I don't want to talk about it. That's a horrible fuck Rolly. God damn it. LB says Maxayo. Maxayo is mid, but he's not struggle mid.
I mean, they're both really struggle, but I think Rolly's a little more athletic than Maxayo, so he struggled, but he's at least more athletic and electric. Whereas Maxayo is slow and just struggle.
Yeah, I mean Maxayo has probably, at least Maxayo's actually beaten some good people before, whereas Rolly is no.
Maxio's really like Maxio's small. Like I don't know. It's funny. He fights big, but he's like small. It's weird. He's not that good though.
Well, don't think I wouldn't say even small because I saw like him and Figueroa's fight, and then like compared to Sean Porter, he's about as Sean Porter's a small welterweight, but he's about as big as Sean Porter is at the very least.
I mean, like height wise, like sorry,
Wise, you're true. It's true.
Yeah. And then El Andrew said Maxio is just too predictable. Yeah, Maxio, like you're not gonna get anything with him. Maxio is gonna come at you, he's gonna wing wild shots or whatever, and that's what he does. Like there's no.
Like Dennis Rodman said, Freddie Roach ain't coaching shit.
Yeah, nah. Freddie Roach, just like okay, you can punch. Okay, yeah, we'll have a little plan for you. You know what I'm saying? Like just to get
Filipino. Right, let's go. Rub hands like Birdman. Let's get it.
I mean, Maxio was very lucky that night that Gary was going through an unfortunate shoulder issue that he never corrected.
It is what it is. But yeah, Vargas should go back down. I don't know if he'll still have his belt though. Well, no, I think he'll still have his belt.
No, he still has his belt because he would only give up the belt if he actually won that 130 belt. So,
well, it's a good thing he didn't win. So,
I bet. My fault. Go ahead. My fault.
I think they'll probably. I think they'll probably put Vargas in there with the winner of Maxio and Figueroa. So
that's gonna be interim. That'll be interim, quote unquote interim, and then the winner will face him for the title. Clearly, it's obvious.
Whereas O'Shaquie now, I hate that rule that if you win, like for the WBC, if you win the title in a vacant title, like you have to fight 2 Mandos back to back.
Right, but then the first Mando is a good fight though. He's fighting Rocky Hernandez.
I was gonna say he has to fight Hernandez, right?
Yeah, that's a good
fight. That's gonna be a good fight.
And his draw, he's a Texas be drawn because he was like I heard the fans cheering for him and shit. He was in Texas. I'd expect him to get booed and all that shit. I forgot he was from Texas. He's getting mad love out there. It seemed like.
Real recognized real. So it was good. Like I said, it was good that dude basically he boxed dude up and didn't have to go into any wild exchanges with him. Not like Vargas can crack an egg anyways. Like Vargas hasn't stopped anyone in 6 years or 7 years or whatever. So it's like
it'll be cool because O'Shaquie will have his mandatories. I'm sure Hector will come back. I think he's got Lamont Roach as his mandatory, and then after that maybe they can unify after that.
Yeah, 130 is getting up low key. 130. Slowly but surely, it's kind of brewing.
Yeah, 130. As I mentioned before, 130 used to be a top 3 division. When you had the likes of Salido and Vargas and fucking Rocky up in there, like, and they were all like, knocking pounds of flesh off each other. Like, that was an era because that was an era where you didn't worry about no unification. You were just like, okay, who's this combination of fighters that are going to be knocking some pounds of flesh off each other now, and of course 130 kind of died when every one of them got pretty much faded out. But 130 at least now has a talent because they're all good fighters, so I don't think all of them are going to be on some hey like
the only thing is that they're on different platforms because except for Hector and O'Shaquie, they're on PBC, but then you got Navarrete who's on Top Rank and Rakimov who's on Matchroom, right?
Yeah, some of them. Hernandez. Gutierrez went on PBC to lose his belt to Garcia. So
because he was on Golden. Yes, he was on Golden Boy. So
yeah. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna. I have a good feeling that 130. If the fights that need to be done, they will get done. Because right now 130 has like the talent now that we should at least have a new era. Like so, I'm hoping.
And nobody's really above anybody else. So it's like we got to see who's the top guy at 130. We have our favorite, but nobody's like clearly above the rest.
Right. Exactly. Just a whole bunch of good fighters and everything like that. So yeah, I hope that within the next 12 months, 130 is going through another renaissance. I'm not talking about a fade renaissance, but just good fighters good fights being made and good fights playing out in the ring. That's all I ask for, really. And LB, nigga, we talked about the heavyweights. They were the opener, bruh. We talked about them. What the fuck was you doing? You know, Chris Brand, y'all see Foster on PBC now? Yeah,
he's on PBC. Yeah, he's on PBC now.
Yeah, because he was on Pro Bellum for a minute, but I guess he got.
Well, it's not Pro Bellum anymore. They're getting rebranded.
Of course they are. Of course they are.
But like they're gonna do like Schaefer's gonna do business because I mean what's his name? He's been on PBC. Stanionis has been on PBC and he's with the platform formerly known as Pro Bellum. So I'm sure O'Shaquie will still get work with PBC. So
yeah, and another thing, because obviously Stanionis. Right now they just announced today that they just now. Announced, Stanionis and Virgil Ortiz. They finally found another date for it, and Stanionis will be fighting on DAZN. And Schaefer has that type of relationship that he can go back and forth because, obviously Schaefer has a relationship with Heyman. Obviously, if you don't know, honestly, if you don't know the history of Schaefer and Heyman, read about it. So and you'll see what I mean. Schaefer, somehow he finally nigga, I'm gonna boot you off here. You better get your punk ass on here, nigga. You talking a lot of shit, nigga, for a nigga that was cooking muffins during the football game, nigga. You better get your punk ass up on there and talk and get on this shit, nigga. It was good to see O'Shaquie do his thing. He became a champion and everything like that. Rey Vargas, he can complain all he wants, but hey, fuck it. You go back to defend your title at featherweight. Next time don't be so ambitious, else you want to get your zero took.
I mean, you could be ambitious, but don't be ambitious and then fucking cry about it afterwards. Like, you want to be ambitious? Okay, cool. Don't be a fucking crybaby.
Yeah. No, if you lose with some dignity. Like if you got robbed, we would have said you would have gotten robbed, but no, you didn't get no fucking robbed. Like you got your head boxed off, in first gear. Like so no, we're not trying to hear what you're trying to say, nigga. O'Shaquie is the new WBC featherweight champion of the super featherweight champion of the world. And that's how it is. That's how it played out. So. The card, PBC card overall was, it was entertaining for what it was. And, PBC obviously has some more cards coming in the future, in the near future. But